What is the most courageous decision you've ever taken as a business leader, and what drove you to take that decision?
When we're building Excel, which was, as I said, is one of the exciting period of my career, we penetrated the retail market, we penetrated the commercial market, we penetrated even getting into different countries in Lesotho. But the one area that was a preserve of multinational was entering the aviation jet fuel market.
Oh, yes.
It was a very, very bold decision on my part to say we will enter this industry because the barriers to entry were immense.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you needed to have was to have an insurance of 1 billion rand. Where do you get that when you're a small entrepreneur?
Wow.
So I said, here's obstacle number one. So how do we get out of it? Looked around the world, jumped into an aeroplane, went into the ExxonMobil in London and knocked on their door and says, listen guys, we realize you don't have a stop to fill up in OR Tambo now. So why don't we negotiate? We joined to joint venture with them and they provided that. And the second thing we needed, or big obstacle, is technical expertise to be operating in that environment. You need to know what you're doing, because if you fill up the airplane and you make a mistake, that's why they want the 1 billion rand insurance, so that in case the aeroplane crashes as a result of fuel, you can be able to handle the claims. The third, we had to negotiate with AXA in order to have a lease arrangement, because all the assets there that are fueling aeroplanes are operating within the AXA.
Yes.
So just to get through that lease agreements and negotiations was quite bold. And we finally succeeded and we entered the market and we're a player in it.
Yes.
And I think that was a bold decision, in fact, to get into that.
But isn't this interesting? You see why we're having our conversation?
Yeah.
Because those little things we don't get to hear about. Because people just think these things happen, you know?
Yeah.
It's a black leader, oh, he's connected. To even think, okay, who should I go and talk to in London? Who can I partner with? I mean, as you were talking about the logic and problem solving, those are the little connections that we don't necessarily make. That even as a black leader in South Africa, that would not have happened. You also need to establish relationships outside the country, you know, with multinationals and other things. And being black is not going to get you there. So why we're having this conversation, Mr. Radebe, is exactly for that. That I'm trying to draw out this wisdom.
I think you're absolutely right. And this is a danger actually we're creating, is that our young people see us, some of us who've been blessed now to be successful, they just see success.
Yes.
And they don't understand that it's actually a 30-year program that has been going through.
Yes.
And there's a lot of challenges, trials and tribulations, difficulties. And just being able to tackle problems which has got nothing to do with the color of your skin.
And the connections you have, because South Africa is just one market. There are other relationships that we have in the world that you need to unlock for things to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and to come to say, oh, I'm a black South African, who cares? You know, what can you deliver? This is why I'm also emphasizing your technical qualifications. There's the reason I'm doing that. Because
competence is critical. I think that's one of the reasons we succeeded at Excel, is that we just never compromise on competence. And we looked for black talent, and we found them. And anybody who says they are not there is lying, or he's not looking,
they don't
or
look.
she's looking hard enough. They are there.
They are there.
They are there. And you just need to scratch the surface and then be prepared also to nurture and create an environment that will challenge them and give them the assignments. And the biggest problem we've had, obviously, historically, we were not given an assignments that give us the experience, and we're not given challenging roles to really give us that kind of experience. In a very complex industry like ours, if you've not been on the refinery and understanding the refinery, how it works, if you don't understand the crude trading, if you don't understand how the whole process of supply chain and
the whole value chain you have to understand.
You have to understand. And that's the reason why part of my passion is to develop the new leaders. That's why we've started a program at Wits where it's a first one, the African Energy Leadership Center, which is training the future leaders in the energy sectors. And my real rationale to do that is because my learning curve took 30 years. And I think we could shorten that for the young people.
Yes, yeah.
And so that my grandchild and your grandchild can actually have a shorter learning curve, at least in understanding the entire energy sector, from gas, liquid fuels, electricity first, and understand the value chains, and then decide where you enter into that value chain, whether you enter as a professional or you enter as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's very good.